Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com, the direct purchase and pricing inquiry line for this and any watch you see here on Watchbox Reviews. Email tmosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. And today, we are discussing a lovely Rolex Oyster Perpetual Datejust. This is a scrambled series Datejust 116200 domed bezel Oyster bracelet, a lovely pink metallic sunburst dial, and a roulette date. Evens are black, odds are red. 36 millimeters, this watch has it all. Now you can see the case is relatively slender in profile. It's made of Rolex's highly anti-corrosive 904L steel. The cases, the alloy, all of it made in-house by Rolex at its own foundry. The thickness of the watch is a reasonable 11.4 millimeters. The spacing between the lugs is 20 millimeters, and two ways to measure the watch. Lug to lug, the watch measures 44.2 millimeters. If you include end link to end link, that is the true distance across the wrist, 45.4 millimeters. So an easy watch to wear on any wrist size. We'll throw it on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist real quick to get a sense of how it wears. Quite comfortable. To be honest, it's narrow across the wrist and it's relatively flat. So this is a watch that I can recommend for a wrist as small as 13 centimeters circumference. I would even almost say there's no lower limit for wearing this watch well. It's comfortable, it fits well, and 36 millimeters is a traditional men's dress watch size, as well as the original size of the first 1945 Datejust, so it is traditional to the watch. The one also has a little bit more masculinity and visual strength as a result of its Oyster bracelet. So these are usually fitted to Jubilee bracelet, the 5-link loop style dress bracelet. The Oyster is more solid. It's what you associate with the GMTs, the Explorer 2s, the subs, and the like. And that's what we have here. Polished centers, satin shoulders, polished outer faces. Removable links, as you can see, are fixed by screws, and the clasp is all of high polish inside with a lift lock system that uses a beak and a hook. And you can see how it snaps shut as I close it. So you can't simply just pull it open. There's no way to just yank it open. You have to actually unlock it and unlatch it. It's a fairly sophisticated and secure system. There's Easy Link, the tool-free 5mm adjustment system that allows you to take in or take out 5 millimeters. It's the equivalent of adding or removing one sizable link. And then if we get a little bit closer, you can see inside the clasp there are divots drilled that allow you to re-anchor the bracelet inside the clasp for sizing without removal or addition of links. You can see high polish down the center with satin finished flanks and polished faces. The case is elegant. It's not the super case you see on the subs, the GMTs, and the Explorer 2s. This is an elegant tapered case form that is shared with the Datejust. It's I should say the Date8. It is shared with the Datejust, which this is, and we have a twin lock crown, 100 meters water resistant and screw down, that wonderful fluid shape, suggesting an elegance of bygone era. I hope the super case doesn't infect every Rolex watch. While it has its place, there's also a place for the traditional style, and this one is lovely. Speaking of tradition, with a domed style bezel, this being the 116200 after all, it has a little bit of a neo bubbleback look, appearing somewhat like the very first Rolex Oyster Perpetuals from the 30s that combined the perpetual winding system with the Oyster case. They had a little squat rounded profile when viewed from the side, and so does this one. A nostalgic nod to Rolex's own past. The dial is explosive, a light pink sunburst metallic. There is a railroad-style seconds and minutes track outboard. The Rolex crown, the hands, as well as the indices are applied white gold. Rolex uses white gold to avoid oxidation or tarnish of the hands and indices over time. Cyclops eye magnifier, and as I mentioned, this watch has a roulette date, which means the evens are black and the odds are red. And of course, when you get to 31 and 1 at the turn of the month, you get 2 consecutive reds. A lovely setup and a nod to old-school Rolex watches, which were often made with that quirky refinement. I'm going to call it a quirk more than a refinement. And then inside the case we have the caliber 3135, which at least as of 2020 January is still the movement used in the Rolex Submariner. So this is a tough sports watch caliber. In addition to the 100-meter water resistance, the caliber itself has a free sprung balance with a full balance bridge for shock resistance. Bidirectional winding, 48-hour power reserve, 28,800 vibration per hour beat rate, 31 joules, and in addition to the free sprung balance and the full bridge, it features an overcoil hairspring which is made by hand with a Breguet over coil pattern to allow the watch to be timed accurately in any orientation with respect to gravity, the better to earn a COSC Swiss chronometer certification. It is a very smooth winder as a result of Teflon-coated reversing wheels, a jeweled staff rotor, and of course it features bidirectional winding, so there is no unidirectional wobble like you would find on something like a Valjoux 7750. It also uses an anti-magnetic alloy for its hairspring, which is a blue oxidized niobium zirconium, known by Rolex as Parachrom Blue, its brand name. It is a highly anti-magnetic alloy that was also used by IWC on the Ingenieur 500,000 ampere per meter of the 1980s. So this is a very solid sports watch. Shock, water resistance, and anti-magnetic, all in a handsome and versatile 36mm steel package. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com with your purchase and pricing inquiries about this Rolex Datejust. The Rolex Datejust by night.